Hello Las Vegas and welcome to Studio G, the magazine edition. Today we'll take a look at our top stories from earlier this week. Don't go anywhere, Studio G Magazine starts right now. We are broadcast students
in the School of Journalism and Media Studies at UNLV.
We are senior producers.
Live over the web, we bring you news at noon.
In an all-student production, behind the scenes and in front of the screen.
Reporting, investigating, and covering news. In the Valley, throughout the country, and around the world.
Today is Friday, and you're watching Studio G Magazine on UNLV-TV, the week in review.
Hello and welcome to Studio G Magazine, the week in review. I'm Jordan Harrison. We start off with some breaking news. First, out of Los Angeles, there has been a shooting at Los Angeles International Airport this morning. Reports say shots were fired and evacuations are underway. We are also learning that police have the shooter in custody. Currently, there's no word on any injuries at this time. We will be following this story and have updates as it becomes available. Gary Lee Hosey, the man who crashed into a bus stop, has been sentenced. He is facing between 24 to 80 years in prison. Hosey killed 4 people on Spring Mountain and Decatur in September 2012 when he lost control of his car and hit 7 people waiting at the stop. Metro Police are investigating a hit-and-run crash that critically injured a 6-year-old girl while she was trick-or-treating. Authorities say the girl and her family were walking across Peaceway in Tenaya around 7:30 p.m. when the girl was struck. The family was in an unmarked crosswalk. The child was transported to UMC. A 4-door silver Jetta fled the scene. Anyone with any information is asked to call Crime Stoppers at 702-385-5555. Now with big UNLV news, if you placed any bets on the UNR vs UNLV football game this past weekend, hopefully you picked the Rebels. UNLV football made history this weekend by defeating the Wolfpack on Saturday 27-22. Reporter Jordan Hardy has more.
The Rebels headed up north this weekend to play rival school UNR, but this game was more than who put the most points on the scoreboard. It was about bringing the Fremont Cannon back to Las Vegas. The Fremont Cannon is the most expensive and heaviest trophy in college football, and it has not been in Vegas since 2004. So head coach Bobby Houck and the team figured it was time for it to come home and return to its rightful color. McKay Stadium was jam-packed with fans as the Rebels set foot on the turf. Rebel defense started off a little slow, letting UNR take the lead 6-0, but the Rebel offense took off in the second quarter with touchdowns by receivers Micah Matele and Devontae Davis, making the halftime score 16-14 Reno. In the second half, the defense tightened up and shut down the Wolfpack offense, allowing only 1 touchdown. Running back Tim Cornette rushed for a touchdown with 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter, putting the Rebels ahead. The game finished with Davis adding another touchdown, making the final score 27-22. After 8 long years, the Fremont Cannon is finally going to be painted red. Quarterback Caleb Herring and receiver Devontae Davis were more than excited.
Been here for a long time and haven't seen this cannon and the guys in there celebrating. It's awesome. It's amazing. I'm going to be 57 years old somewhere, scratching my belly, just talking about this Reno game for years to come.
We've been talking about this cannon for years. I played this game 3 times and wanted that cannon, and to get it this time is just great. For those seniors in that locker room, we did it for them, for Coach Hogg, for all the coaches. To get that cannon, it just feels great, especially since you've been working so hard, and that's always been one of your goals. Your goal from the start of the season is to get that cannon, and to come out here and get it, man, it just feels great.
Coach Houck was proud of his team and can vouch their hard work is paying off.
Guys just kept battling, and so it's a big deal. I mean, it's a rivalry game. It's supposed to be emotional, and I was excited for our kids and for all our fans that have hung with us to have that thing in our possession.
With this unforgettable victory and the Rebels going into Nevada's house and taking the Fremont Cannon, something they haven't done since 1979, it's safe to say the Rebels are making history. For Studio G, I'm Jordan Hardy.
The cannon was unveiled and painted red by the football seniors in the student union on Monday. Rebels return home this weekend to play San Jose State this Saturday at 1 p.m. for the homecoming game at Sam Boyd Stadium. It's the day after Halloween, and community events were held around the valley all week, including right here on the UNLV campus. Reporter Donald Woods has more.
I'm in my Superman t-shirt. Right now I'm inside the Tonopah complex where they're hosting their annual Halloween Boo Bash.
It's UNLV's largest Halloween celebration, where the Tonopah housing complex opens its doors to the surrounding community to provide a safe place for the neighborhood children to trick-or-treat and have a happy childhood memory.
The area directly surrounding UNLV has the highest rate of violent crime in all of Las Vegas. So being conscious of that, we open up our doors during this time of year to make sure that the children who live in our area have a safe place to trick-or-treat during the Halloween season.
With a mini carnival on the lawn outside, Boo Bash came with 3 trick-or-treating routes for children. From a kid-friendly G-rated area, a PG-rated hall, to a scary PG-13 walkthrough, each separated amongst the 15 floors of the Tonopah complex.
So we decorate roughly 10,000 square feet of space. We've done it every year. It's existed in some form for about 20 years or so. It's been bigger, it's been smaller, it's been indoors, it's been outdoors, but it's been pretty solid here in Tonopah throughout the past 5 or 6 years.
To assist with making this event possible, UNLV students and volunteers from the surrounding community came to serve as guides and help with decorations to put on this family-friendly event for Halloween.
So it definitely has grown. Like I said, it's been bigger, it's been smaller. We average around 1,000 people coming in each year, and this year we hope to hit at least 1,100, so it looks like we're about ready to reach that.
For Studio G, I'm Donald Woods.
Halloween may be over, but make sure to check out Boo Bash next October for some spectacular fun. Don't go anywhere, Studio G will be right back.
My name is James Grant.
King Louie here.
This is Jennifer.
Crystal May Maguerza.
I'm Savannah. Zoe here.
This is your boy Miles Lowe.
Christian FGY.
Kaylin Hype.
And I'm Jay Luna.
My Mind's Music.
Gonzo Radio.
Combox Radio.
Join us for Happy Hour.
The Miles Lowe Midweek Show.
Ill Vibe Theory.
On KUNV.
KUNV. KUNV.
KUNV HD2. 91.5 The Rebel.
Broadcast on Revcast.com.
A UNLV student's death was a mystery last month until she was finally identified by a legal next of kin. This month, reporter Shelly Sabito has more.
On September 5th, UNLV's Feynman Residence Hall endured a devastating tragedy. According to Clark County Coroner Michael Murphy, 58-year-old Karen S. Matthews was found dead in her dorm room due to natural causes related to diabetes.
We received a call that there was an odor that was detected in the dormitory. We found this woman had died in her room.
Matthews' emergency contact information indicated that all of her family members had been deceased, except for a sister, whom after a month received notice about her sibling through media interest. UNLV Housing and Residential Life had no comment towards the situation. Resident Nick Talbot was briefly informed upon the rumor amongst fellow residents.
They said she had natural causes, but I think that the campus should have notified everybody.
Murphy said that cases like this represent a small percentage of deaths his office handles.
I believe that anytime we all work together for the greater good, we've done the right thing.
Matthews was studying criminal justice as a senior, starting her first semester at the university. As a student, Matthews will be remembered as a UNLV rebel. For Studio G, I am Shelly Salvito.
The coroner said that his office deals with 39 to 40 deaths a day here in Clark County and 10 to 15 deaths a day like Matthews. Located in a city that thrives off of tourism and gaming, UNLV offers classes that many other colleges do not. Reporter Brie Bradley has more.
Standing within the view of the Las Vegas Strip is UNLV's International Gaming Institute. Just inside this building lies a laboratory completely unique to not only the university, but to the nation. Gaming professor Gary Waters explains how the Konami Gaming Lab has slowly grown into the facility it is today.
This building opened up actually in the year 2000, and then we had a renovation of this lab with a donation that came in from Konami Company, which is a major manufacturer of slot machines. They came in and gave us $1 million donation in 2011.
What makes this class so distinctive is its ability to give students hands-on experience with gaming equipment. With Nevada and Louisiana being the only states where casino-style gambling is legal statewide, universities offering classes and even degrees focused in gambling is uncommon.
As far as I know, UNLV here in the Hotel College is the only four-year degree that is up and running in the United States. There are other two-year programs throughout the country that are at the community college level for students to get an introduction to the gaming environment. The other four-year program that I'm aware of is in Macau, University of Macau, where they have a four-year gaming degree.
Being involved with the Konami Gaming Lab since its inception, Professor Waters says he is privileged to be a part of a program that gives so much back to students.
It provides the students with some wonderful basic core classes in gaming, which serves them really well for being prepared to go out into the industry and being successful in the industry.
Hotel major Daniel Ryan says the hands-on experience this class offers is something that really adds to the preparation.
When you learn from a textbook, it only can go so far. Today we did roulette, so you got to get muscle memory on throwing the ball, spinning the wheel, collecting pay, and then learning. You got to learn all the payouts. And doing that on paper is good and fun. I mean, everyone's done it in math class, but when you're standing in front of a table in front of people who that's my money, it's a totally different ball game. In my experience, I would rather have being at the table in front of the person and make mistakes in a lab like this than to be out on the floor making your first mistake and someone gets mad at you.
Located in a town such as Las Vegas, filled with gaming activity, facilities such as the Konami Gaming Lab provide UNLV students with even more unique opportunities than ever imagined. For Studio G, I'm Brie Bradley.
The Konami Gaming Laboratory has many plans for the future, including updating the slot machine with player tracking devices. A recent outbreak has pet owners concerned about their animals. Reporter Elena Ledbetter has more.
Last week, the Food and Drug Administration released a statement for pet owners to be cautious about feeding their cats or dogs jerky treats.
I've had no issues because I go to one of the alternative markets that have only made in America stuff as far as the animal treats goes.
Tony Miccarelli, a longtime dog owner, has always researched what kind of foods his dog Gretchen eats. He's thankful she has not been a victim of this outbreak. The outbreak involves jerky treats imported from China. The treats have affected 3,600 dogs and 10 cats. Dr. Dennis Arnn, veterinarian of the Deserton Animal Hospital, said after the animals ingest these jerky treats, the symptoms they have are:
they're vomiting, have diarrhea, some of them have renal failure, some of them just intestinal signs, and they need fluids, and some recover and some don't.
The FDA said that approximately 580 of these animals have died from ingesting these jerky treats, and there is still no cause to the outbreak. Olivia Serrata, field representative for Natural Balance Pet Food, said pet owners should not be so easily sold on pet food ads because the ingredients in them could be harming their animals.
So that's popular for them because that's what they see on TV. But if we're talking about customers that are educated, then definitely the more natural dog treats, and Natural Balance is one of them.
Natural ingredients and certain fruit and vegetables are healthy alternatives to feed your pets, according to Dr. Arnn. And for a Miccarelli, he always advises pet owners to watch what they're feeding their animals.
Check the labels first. And almost everyone has access to the internet, and if you don't, you have a friend who does.
And if you're concerned about your cat or dog being affected by this, it's always good to check where your treats were manufactured, as well as the ingredients on the back. If there's an ingredient that you do not recognize, most likely it should not be ingested by your animal. There you go. Reporting for Studio G, I'm Elena Ledbetter.
Feeding your animals natural treats can be expensive, but there are cheaper options. If they're not too picky, certain fruits and vegetables can be healthy alternatives. If you're interested to find out more about this outbreak of jerky treats, you can visit the FDA's website at fda.gov. Don't touch that mouse. Studio G will be right back.
Regent DECA promotes personal and professional development through competitive events, community involvement, and leadership development.
I joined DECA because I wanted to get out of my comfort zone. So I got to meet people, network, and definitely work on my public speaking.
To join DECA, it's a very simple process. You have to pay a $25 membership fee. You can either come to our next meeting, our website, which is unlvdeca.co.vu.
We're open to all majors who are interested in business, finance, or hospitality-related fields.
Many people have invested a great amount of money for weight loss supplements, making it a multi-billion-dollar industry. Reporter Christina Davies talks with UNLV students and a registered dietitian about the actual effects of weight loss supplements.
Losing weight is never an easy task, and some people think a quick fix to this problem are weight loss supplements.
I'm not a fan of fad diets because usually they're pretty restrictive. They'll only work for a certain amount of time.
I started taking diet pills because I felt like I needed to get a little bit healthier, and I thought they would be a good alternative to exercising and to lose weight faster.
However, Tasha Jones realized that the diet pills were not working as advertised. Then she stopped taking them and noticed weight gain. Registered dietitian Laura Harris talks about the HCG diet's low-calorie intake and the effects it has on your body.
I am not a fan of the HCG diet. It's a very low calorie, about 500 calories a day, and then you do either shots or drops of the HCG hormone. It's a very restrictive diet. People cannot stay on it for long term, and usually the people I've met have gained back whatever weight they've lost on the diet and then again feel badly about themselves like they failed versus the diet being unrealistic.
While dietitians say that these diets are unrealistic, people still try diets such as HCG to lose weight. UNLV student Aspen Brown says,
I lost a ton of weight during it. I lost a pound a day and it was really cool. But then right afterward, you gain all the weight back. Unless you stay on that strict diet of only eating a certain amount of meat and a certain amount of vegetables every single day and you don't ever break it, then you'll stay on it. But otherwise, it's ineffective and it doesn't even work at all.
For some, taking weight loss supplements does not work. The dietitian and both students will say that they gain the weight right back. In some cases, even feel like a failure. Be sure to research and ask your healthcare provider before you try any type of weight loss supplements. For Studio G, I'm Christina Davies.
Diet pills are just a small portion of weight loss supplements. Protein shakes have some benefits, while carb diets are not as healthy as you think. Reporter Christina Davies has more.
Many people take protein shakes and go on low-carb diets to lose weight. Registered dietitian Laura Harris says,
I think the general population doesn't necessarily need protein shakes if they're eating a pretty varied diet and eating enough calories. We're not really a protein deficient country. I think those shakes are helpful if somebody needs a snack and they don't have food around, or if they need a meal replacement.
Protein shakes can be helpful, especially for UNLV alum Mana Janetti, because
my heart wasn't pumping properly as a child. So anytime I work out or exercise, I need to make sure that I have that extra protein in my body. Otherwise, in the long run, it could be really bad and detrimental to my health.
High protein diets are okay for some. However, if you are on a low-carb diet, it may increase your carb cravings.
Well, people who go on no-carb diets definitely are not doing anything good for their bodies. Carbs are our energy foods, and so we need carbs to make blood sugar, which feeds our brain and our muscles. But sooner or later, their body's going to start craving carbs, and usually they start craving sugar and kind of bready type carbohydrates, the foods that they're scared of.
UNLV student Tatiana Nino is on a low-carb diet, in which she does not eat bread or pasta, but she will eat fruit.
I don't eat bread or pasta because it has high contents of carbs, and carbs have a lot of sugar, and then sugar makes you fat, and I'm trying to lose weight. So if I don't eat as many carbs, then I will lose more weight.
Although Tatiana Nino is on a low-carb diet, she does watch what she eats, and she makes sure to have a balanced diet.
I would like more people to understand about mindfulness with eating, listening to their bodies, listening when you're hungry. Hunger is not a bad thing. It's just a signal that your body needs fuel.
As always, ask your healthcare provider before you try any kind of protein supplements. And remember, everything's okay in moderation. For Studio G, I'm Christina Davies.
If you are looking to lose weight, remember mindful eating is the key to a balanced diet, and be sure to do your research before you try any type of weight loss supplements or diet plan. We'll be right back with more stories from the week.
This is your house too. Located on the campus of UNLV on Brussels Street sits Housel House, the Center for Social Justice. A place where everyone can participate, explore cultural identity, share different experiences, and learn leadership skills. No judgments, You are accepted, you are important, and you are welcomed.
Stand up, speak out, and change the world.
Starting a business may be challenging, but one group of people on campus trying to make that easier for those who want the help. Heather Feyerberger has more.
The UNLV Business Startup Center opened in April, but made the student union its home in August of this year. Director Justin McVeigh says that they have been making their presence known.
We spent a lot of that early time getting people to know what we were doing here, who we were, and how we were here to help. Since then, it's been overwhelming, the response. We can really see that there's a need here for students who want to start a business to get that kind of business advice, counseling, and expertise.
McVeigh says that goals for the Startup Center include creating jobs, helping businesses get money, and guiding them in their early stages.
I feel like if we can help startups become successful in overcoming common hurdles that they do really early, then as they become a traditional small business, there's a likelihood of more of them succeeding as well.
Students feel like the Startup Center is a helpful resource in opening up a future business.
I think as we use this facility a lot more, we begin to ask more questions and learn more about what they have to offer. So we're actually putting together a business plan in the next few months, and we're going to actually have them as well look it over to give us feedback and ideas.
At the end of November, the Startup Center will be hosting Startup Weekend, which gives participants the opportunity to start their companies.
In 54 hours, you go from an idea to a company, and when you finish on Sunday, you leave with a company.
McVeigh hopes that students and the public take advantage of the center.
If you go into a classroom, hopefully, and ask how many people know that there's a Startup Center now and hands go up, that's great for us.
For Studio G, I'm Heather Feyerberger.
The Startup Center is free and open to students and the public, with the headquarters located on the first floor of the Student Union, across from the food court. Last Friday morning, the Southern Hills Hospital transformed their large parking lots into a spectacular carnival. They hosted a fun and memorable weekend-long event for the entire community to be a part of. Reporter Elena Ledbetter brings us the story.
Games, rides, food, prizes, and hot air balloons, the Southern Hills Hospital hosted their second annual Las Vegas Balloon Festival last weekend.
We saw them setting up the hot air balloons. We got to go inside and we took a ton of pictures.
Kyle and Joshua Fouts weren't the only two coming out and sitting in hot air balloons at the festival. They were joined with several others who came out to be a part of the fun and exciting weekend. The festival, which brought in about 20,000 people, was put on to raise funds for Las Vegas's Metro Search and Rescue. Vice President of Public Relations at Southern Hills Hospital, Joyce Gedeke, said that this event was for everyone from families to seniors who are looking to spend their weekend doing something fun for a good cause.
It's amazing to see these hot air balloons lift. It just makes you happy. It makes you realize that there's a lot of good in the world because it's so beautiful. At the same time, you're supporting Friends of Metro Search and Rescue.
The event started Friday and lasted until Sunday evening. It also included food vendors, live entertainment, and a live demonstration of Las Vegas's Metro Search and Rescue Unit. The Las Vegas Search and Rescue Unit is voluntary, and the service they provide to the community is completely free. Event coordinator Tim Seaman sees this event as a benefit for his team and for Las Vegas.
Las Vegas is surrounded by a lot of beautiful areas. Red Rock Canyon, Mount Charleston, Lake Mead, and a lot of people going out to enjoy the outdoors, and we want to make sure that they're safe.
And with that partnership, the hospital and unit were able to provide the community with an entertaining 3-day-long weekend. Friday night, just before the sun went down, Kyle and Joshua waited with the crowd for the Twilight Evening Glow Show, where 5 hot air balloons were going to glow like candles while tethered to the ground. Kyle was especially excited for the flames.
What I like about it is how they use the fire.
What about the fire?
How they use it for the hot air balloon to go up.
Reporting for Studio G, I'm Elena Ledbetter.
If you're interested about donating to Las Vegas Search and Rescue or volunteering on their team, you can check out lvmpdsar.blogspot.com. Stay tuned, Studio G will be right back.
Your community's farmers market. Welcoming, lively, friendly. A place where neighbors and friends come together to celebrate their community. With over 50 vendors,
Organic, sustainable, fresh produce are available just for you. Support and buy local at Fresh 52.
Have you ever wanted to know how to make those Star Wars lightsabers? Well, reporter Donald Woods shows us how.
For many Star Wars fans, Halloween is the perfect time to come out of reality and become a Jedi. So for today's segment of Science and Technology, I'm going to show you how you can animate your own lightsaber inside Adobe After Effects.
We're going to go to videocopilot.net/presets. Scroll down a little bit till you find the lightsaber version 2 preset. Click on it. Click the project so you can download the preset. Then the preset downloads. Now it's time to put the preset in. So open up your download tab. And you want to also open up your program folder for After Effects. Click on the preset folder that's in there. And then simply just drag the presets you downloaded into there. It'll automatically load when you start up After Effects. Now we can get started. So let's start up After Effects. So you want to shoot your video first, and I have Studio G reporter Shelly Sobito to help me out with mine. Isn't she pretty? Just look at her. So we need something to animate on, so we're going to go to New Solid. You can have any solid color. I like for mine to be white. Now we're going to get the lightsaber preset, so we're going to go to Effects and Presets column on the right hand side, and then just type it in since we already imported it. And then there it is, version 2. And then just click that and drag it on to the white solid that you have. And then there, it's there. Now it's ready to animate. Now I'm going to change the color because I think Shelly said she likes pink. She's a pink girl, so I'm going to change the color of the saber. There it is. I think that's a good pink. You want to line them up with the stick or whatever you're using that you're going to use to animate it, because that's what's going to cover over it. Now we're going to do this in frame rate, so very important, you want to click the stopwatch on the start position and end position inside effects controls, because every time you move it, you're going to want to create a keyframe. So click those, and as you move along by every keyframe, just drag the lightsaber stick over the bar, and then you will automatically create keyframes. And this can be tedious if it's too long, but eventually it will be complete. And take a look at these other sabers I did with other Studio G reporters. So you don't have to stop there. You can always look for ways to better improve your creativity when it comes to animating 3D graphics inside of After Effects. The lightsaber is so popular, if this tutorial didn't help you, you can also type it in on how to make a lightsaber in YouTube and find tens of probably hundreds of videos on it as well. What I showed you was just a simple version, but you won't understand it until you try it. So try it for yourself.
And that's a simple way on how to do it. So if you have After Effects at your disposal and you're a Star Wars fan, now you can become a Jedi. For Studio G, I'm Donald Woods.
Sounds like a great project, especially for this Halloween weekend. CNN has just updated that the TSA agent shot this morning at LAX has died. We will continue to keep you updated. That's all the reviews we have for you today. We hope you enjoyed watching. Be sure to check us out on Monday through Friday, coming to you live from the web at noon. I'm Jordan Harrison. Have a great weekend.